Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Enchantress by James Maxwell, performed by Simon Vance. This book is for my wife, Alicia, with all my love and gratitude for our enchanted years together. Prologue. The great war that destroyed Lady Catherine's life was a 17-year-old memory. The Emperor crushed Altura, and the hope of the Western Rebellion ended with a bitter taste of betrayal. Yet on this day, Catherine would join the ranks of the traitors. Only the Lord of the Sky could forgive her, for she would never forgive herself. Catherine navigated the sprawling market, a veil clutched below her eyes. She felt naked without her guards, yet she was terrified she would turn a corner and there they would be, come to escort her back to the palace and end it now, before it even began. A man bumped into her, turning and mumbling an apology. He stopped mid-sentence as he saw the face of the woman he had just knocked. "I'm sorry, my lady, I didn't recognize—" Catherine whirled past him. Alone and unprotected, she had never realized before how frantic the market could be. An old woman hurried by, a steaming pot in her hands. Liquid sloshed and spilled onto the ground. Catherine's husband was Tesselar, High Lord of Altura. She had servants and lived in a palace. She wore fine garments of silk and jewellery of gold and emerald. At state dinners she sat at her husband's left hand, and people of all ages and stations sought her ear, begging her to speak with the High Lord on their behalf. When she walked into a room, conversation halted, and people stood, touching their fingers to their lips and forehead with respect. Women were envious of her, jealous of her beauty and the prestige her position brought her. Yet what if the people in this market, her people, could look into her heart and see how easily she had been manipulated? Catherine's betrayal wasn't of her own making, but it was a task she knew she would carry out. The thought of what she planned to do caused a part of her to recoil, not because of any feelings for her husband, but because of her people. She knew she had no choice. Catherine tried to calm her breathing. Her reddened eyes darted to the left and right, and her ivory skin was greyed and drawn. She had known this day would come, but she had never expected it to be like this. It began with a nightmare.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?